Democrats don't want immigration law enforced.
And why do you think they don't want it enforced?
I've said for years, why did they open the border up? Why did they let millions of people in the United States? Why did Joe Biden overturn the Trump census rule?
And why did Joe Biden sign executive orders on his first day in office, reversing Trump's decision to exclude non-citizens from the census, reversing Trump's Remain in Mexico policy, and freezing border wall construction? And then, to add salt to the wound, why did he begin auctioning off the border wall materials for pennies on the dollar in 2023 throughout 2024? These are all logical questions, and Tom Homan is about to give us the answer. Just watch.
Democrats don't want immigration law enforced.
And why do you think they don't want it enforced?
I've said for years, why did they open the border up? Why did they let millions of people in the United States? Why did Joe Biden overturn the Trump census rule? I truly believe that they saw a future political benefit and let millions of people into the United States. They see them as maybe future Democratic voters. But when Joe Biden overturned the Trump census rule, I said, okay, so now they're going to be counted in the next census, these millions of people in sanctuary cities. And what's that going to mean? That means more seats in the House for the Dems. It's obvious what they're doing. Why would anybody open our borders up and put our national security at risk? They must have saw a future political benefit of it. I think they sold this country out for future political power. Why else would you do that?
So you're saying even if they can't vote, they drive up the census, and the census means another seat in Congress, another seat in the House.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's going to result. Sanctuary cities are run by, it's a Democrat stronghold, and millions of more people in that census is going to be more seats in the House for the Dems. I mean, they're upset with us right now because I think we're ruining their long-term plans. We're arresting people at record numbers and deporting them. They don't like it. Why else would anybody want to open a border? Why would anybody want over 2 million people come across that border? We don't know who they are, where they came from, or why they're here. That's not acceptable.
That's a really great question. Why else would anyone open the borders like that? They hid their true agenda behind words like compassion. But it does seem like there's a deeper political calculation behind it. And could that also be why they're pushing so hard for the Amnesty Act as well?
So under the so-called Dignity Act, eligible illegal aliens could qualify for temporary legal status if, for example, when they've been here for 5 years, pass a background check and pay thousands in restitution. That would protect them from deportation? What is this?
I mean, this is an amnesty bill, plain and simple. The Dignity Act, and remember, it's a bill written in a foreign language because it benefits foreigners at the expense of the American people, is an amnesty bill. It would allow about 12 million illegal aliens who are in the country currently, who have been in the country for more than 5 years, to have immediate legal status. On top of that, it would hamstring the president's ability to deport the rest of the illegal aliens in the country. On top of that, it would allow some illegal aliens who have previously been deported to come back into the United States. So in every single way, this is the exact opposite of what Republicans ran on last cycle. This is exactly what we told voters we would not do. And whenever voters ask for mass deportations, you don't turn around and give them amnesty. That's why I've been so adamantly opposed to this legislation, and I do think it is a clear betrayal of everything we told voters last election cycle.
Yeah, 12 million. Wow.
You can't tell me the two aren't related, and I truly believe this is the same reason why they hate voter ID laws and refuse to pass the SAVE Act. It's not that the SAVE Act is racist, like they try to claim, but it absolutely discriminates against non-citizens, as it should. It draws a very clear line in the sand by requiring proof of citizenship, which is exactly what it's supposed to do. Is that not the entire point of election integrity? So it seems like the ones who used to constantly cry about threats to our democracy were the ones actually threatening our democracy. And they do it so shamelessly. I don't know, I just feel like if this were any other time in history, some of the actions we've seen from the last administration could have easily been considered treasonous. Now, I could be wrong, but I highly doubt it. And the same goes for certain individuals in the Democratic Party. I'm sure you know exactly who I'm talking about. And another thing that makes what Tom Homan said feel even more believable is the way certain politicians seem to prioritize migrants over American citizens. To me, that perception is very hard to ignore, especially when American citizens become victims of violent crime or even fraud, and their safety and well-being aren't being treated as top priority. While at the same time, illegal offenders and criminals in general seem to be defended more visibly than the victims or the enforcement of the law itself. Now, I could be wrong, but let's be honest. Is all of this just happening by coincidence, or does it seem like it's been coordinated behind the scenes? Let me know what you think of this in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, give it a like and consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.